again, page 2. So yesterday we were using our scales to compare the weights of two different objects. We were thinking about which one was heavier and which one was lighter. After yesterday, I know that some of you got in contact with me and you told me your little guess. Some of you thought the hairband with the little ears was going to be heavier. Some people thought that the shoe or the flip-flop was going to be heavier. Here are the results for some people who didn't find out. The flip-flop was the heaviest, and it was the heaviest because look, it's closer down to the ground, whereas this funny hairband is up in the sky. Okay, so the hairband is lighter and the flip-flop is heavier. So boys and girls, we are going to be investigating things that are the same weight. So we'll be using things from around our houses and seeing how much they weigh. You've probably heard people talking about maybe flour, it weighs 100 grams, or you've maybe heard people say that they weigh so many stone. They're all different things that we use when we talk about weight. But today, we're not going to use kilograms or grams, maybe those things that you've heard of, but instead we're going to use some of the things that we have around the house to measure the different weights. So at the moment, as you can see, both sides of my scales are the same level. They look the same. And another word we know that means the same as is equals. So I've put my little crocodile equals sign in the middle to help us remember. Okay, so we're going to weigh our first item. So I've got with me some sellotape. I'm going to put sellotape in one of the sides of the scales. Okay, so at the moment, the scales are not equal. They're not sitting at the same position. Sure, they're not. But we need to make this size or this side the same. Okay, so we want them to both be equal. So I'm going to get my marbles. And we're gonna count how many marbles are in the other side to make it equal. Let's count with me. So we've got 1, 2, it's moving already, 3, 4, oh, it's starting to look a wee bit equal now. Let's try one more. 5, what do you think? We can see if one more makes a difference. Okay, let's see with 6. Do you know what? I think 6 marbles has made both sides equal. So now that both sides are the same, we can decide and we can tell that the sellotape weighs about 6 marbles. Okay, so now we know the weight of our first item, which was the sellotape. So let's try another one. Okay, so both sides of the scales are empty again. So we're going to weigh our second item. And I've got the little cup that we used yesterday. So I'm going to put it in one of the sides again. There we go. Scales aren't equal. They're not at the same level. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to get our marbles again. And we're going to try and make this side the same. Okay, count with me. 1. Already it's moving. 2. Ooh. Let's try a third one. 3. They're starting to look a wee bit equal now, aren't they? Let's try 4. What do you think? So now we know the cup weighs about 4 marbles. Okay, so now it's over to you with your scales at home. I want you to get your numeracy jotter and I want you to rule it into 6 boxes like you've done before. And today we are learning to weigh different objects by making both sides of the scales equal. Okay, I've done the first 2 for you, and you've noticed that I've just drawn a wee picture of whatever I've weighed, and at the bottom I've written about 6 marbles, and for the cup about 4 marbles. And again, we use the word about because when we're using marbles or whatever we're using to weigh, we're not using kilograms or grams. We can't be exactly right. They're sort of like a wee guess or like an approximation. So we use the word about. So I want you to do at least 4 more at home. So you see you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. And I want you to tell me roughly, using the word about, how much the different things that you choose around the house weigh. I know that not everyone will have marbles at home. So here are a few other suggestions for you to use instead of marbles. To be honest, it doesn't really matter what you use instead of marbles. Just make sure that whatever you use is roughly the same size.
For example, make sure your crayons are roughly the same type or the same size. Okay, P2, so my challenge for you is I want you to estimate how heavy Mr. Elephant is. How many marbles do you think it's going to take to make both sides of the scales equal? Check back on our YouTube channel tomorrow morning to see if you were right.